Hello, it's me again, Matthew from Matthew North Music. As you can see, Paul and Debbie are still looking over me as I do things in the shed, and even though it's the end of December almost, it's gone from freezing cold to actually being not too bad, so I am back out in my rather untidy shed. Now, today's video is a follow-on from the video that I did about the Colorsound booster pedal, which I had great success in building, and I actually built two of them. And while I was looking up information, I've discovered something new. And what I discovered was this new brand of printed circuit board for classic pedals made by a company called Music Circuits. And they sell these on eBay, and they're pretty cheap, to be fair. And so I decided to buy the one to make the Colorsound Overdrive pedal. Now, this is a 9-volt pedal rather than an 18-volt pedal, and I'm going to build it inside a small pedal case. Now, the case I've actually started painting, and I've started painting it in this Ferrari red colour paint because I thought, why not? I've never made anything that colour before, and also it'll probably impress my mate Roger a little bit. They do on their website a layout sheet which you can download as a PDF, and I've actually printed it out because I like to use a printed copy whenever I work on anything. And it's got a diagram of the component layouts. Here we've got the bill of materials, nothing too out of the ordinary. BC109s for the transistors, and then standard resistors and capacitors, all the sort of bits that I thankfully have in stock. And it uses four potentiometers, and you also get the schematic as well, so if you want to do any fault finding or you just want to follow the circuit, then you can do that as well. So yeah, it's a great little project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it up, and then we're going to test it, and then eventually I'll pop it into a little box. Now, one thing with a lot of these modern boards now is that they're kind of designed for using angled potentiometers, and by that I mean something like this. And I think angle potentiometers actually are very neat, and basically they will sit in the board, although I think technically on this one it needs to be on the track side of the board, and they sort of slot in like that, and then they sit up vertically. Usually they would actually have a shielding on the back as well, so that if they touch the board they won't short circuit at all. But they are really neat. However, I don't have enough to do this project. In fact, I've only got a couple in my box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use more standard style potentiometers like this, and then I'll just simply have some wires going to them, and then the board will kind of float in the box. You know, it's not ideal, but it will do the job. As you can see then, all the resistors are in, and I've also popped the transistors in. I'm actually using BC109Cs, and yeah, it looks really neat. And I like the layout of the board, the fact all the resistors are in just a row there. Very neat, very tidy. Now all I'm going to do is pop all the capacitors in, and then we should be good to go for a test. Here's the thing then, I decided I wanted to actually mount the pots in the same way that the ones with right angles are on. And what I've done is this. We have a standard pot, and I've just soldered tin copper wire on to extend the legs. And I actually squeezed the wire first, so it was mechanically quite solid to the pot. And then that gives us the legs that we need. And so we don't get anything shorting to the PCB, I've just put a piece of gaffer tape on the back of the pot. Although I imagine I will probably have some clearance of at least that much, so that there's going to be a little bit of flexibility and movement, so that when I drill the case, the pots will all go into the correct place. So I'm going to make all the pots like this and solder them directly to the printed circuit board. Okay then, here's our finished board. We've got the 4 pots on there. I've just soldered on a couple of jack sockets here just to give it a test. And what we'll do is I'll pop back into my flat, and I'll plug this into an amp, and we'll have a listen to what it sounds like. For the test then, I'm playing my Reverend Reeves Gabrel signature model, because this is my main guitar. This is my guitar choice for recording and for most of my live work these days. And as for an amplifier, I'm using my Champ clone that I built last year, and if I pull the camera out you can see I'm just using an SM57, miking it up. Now we've got some pot knobs on there just so you can see what's what. Now this is our master volume, that's our gain, and this is bass and this is treble. So everything is right in the middle at the moment, and this is kind of how it sounds. That's almost got that kind of Clapton sound to it really from the 60s. If I pop the treble up a bit, it's much more defined. It's got much more, you know, what we'd expect from an overdrive pedal. Now, I put in a linear control for the gain. You're supposed to have a reverse log potentiometer, but that's all I had. So I'm just going to turn the gain up a little bit. It's kind of got that sort of fuzziness to it. It's almost like a fuzz pedal more than an overdrive. I'll play some chords. I'm just going to bring the actual level up a bit more, so it's going to drive the amp a bit more, because at the end of the day, this pedal is designed to drive the front end of an amp. And then if I just give it a bit more gain. And I'll stick the level up even more. And I'll just wind the gain down a little bit. And what I've done now is I've just turned the level down on my guitar a little bit, because I am aware these are quite high output pickups. And then if we maybe, I don't know, just bring the bass up a bit. And then I'm going to turn the guitar level up on my guitar. So yeah, I think this is a great sounding pedal. I'm going to whack the treble right up full now. Maybe I'll turn the guitar down a bit. It's almost got the guitar sounding like a Telecaster there. I'm going to bring back the bass a bit. Maybe I'll take the treble down. I'll go back to the half level again. So that's with the level turned up, but everything else is kind of at 12 o'clock, but with the guitar level turned down. I'm going to turn the guitar level up a bit, and I'm going to roll back the contour on the guitar so it gives more of a single coil sound. Yeah, I think we've got an absolute winner here. I'm going to whack the gain up right up full now with the guitar at full welly as well. You know, it's got a little bit of blocking distortion there, but it's almost like there's a compressor inside the pedal. But yeah, this pedal sounds great. I hope then this has given you an idea of what this pedal sounds like. So kudos to Colorsound for their original design, because I think this is a really great design pedal with a lot of tonal flexibility. Kudos for them making a printed circuit board that you can buy for £3.95, I think it was, to, you know, build a pedal. And I've not been sponsored to make this video, by the way. I literally went out and bought this as I was building the Colorsound pedal, because I like the idea of it being on the PCB and it only running on 9 volts. And yeah, this is a great little pedal. Now all I've got to do now is wait for the paint to dry. You also get in the booklet a drilling template for those size pedal boxes, so you can just plonk it on top, mark your holes out, drill the holes, pop it back together, and you got yourself a pedal. So yeah, great pedal, great sound. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please think about liking and subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you even on the next one.